It was a rooftop party in downtown Denver. The event was billed as a content creator meet and greet, which sounds innocent unless you know what kind of content we're talking about. She didn't know I'd be there. Hell, she thought I was driving freight through Montana. At exactly 9:47 p.m., the lights dimmed and the projector kicked on, and my voice came through the speakers. Sometimes the truth hides in plain sight. Sometimes she hides it in lingerie and dim lighting and sells it for $12.99 a month. Boom. Right into it. The screen lit up again. There she was. My wife. Her face fully visible, camera propped low, wearing a black latex bodysuit that looked like it was painted on. She was straddling a velvet chair in our bedroom, the same one I built with my own hands. She whispered into the camera, doing this little pout voice she thought sounded innocent. "Let's keep this between us, baby. He's on the road. He never checks my phone anyway." The room went dead silent. You could hear heels clicking as someone backed out of the room. A wine glass shattered on the tile near the bar. And right there in the middle of it, frozen like a deer in headlights, stood my wife, real name Melanie, online name sweetmel_xo. She wore a white satin dress that night. I guess to look classy. Funny how that fabric looked a whole lot less innocent after people had just watched her pouring candle wax on herself and calling some anonymous guy daddy. The screen cut again. New clip. This time she was kneeling, I'm not gonna lie, topless, with whipped cream in hand and a list of usernames she was reading out loud. "This one's for Nate_millionaire. My favorite VIP," she giggled, rubbing it across her chest. "You make me feel so naughty." Nate. Yeah, that was the cherry on top. Because Nate was there too, her client. Her secret. Her dumbass lover who had no idea she was married. He turned ghost white. His mom, his actual mother, who was one of the angel investors in his app startup, screamed and ran out crying. Melanie tried to unplug the projector. Too late. Every phone in the room was recording. Screenshots. Videos. Reposts. Whispers. HR lady from her hospital standing near the back? Already dialing a number. My wife didn't run. She stood there like a statue, arms limp, lipstick perfect, eyes hollow. Looking at the screen. Looking at me. She finally saw me across the room. I just raised my drink. Nodded once. Didn't smile. Didn't blink. And I walked out. You ever wake up one morning and realize you've been living next to a snake for 10 damn years, feeding it, kissing it, thinking it's your wife? That was me. But I didn't get there overnight. I got there by ignoring little things for years. Name's Mark. I'm 43. Been a long-haul trucker since I was 22. Nothing fancy. I haul freight, sleep in my cab most weeks, and know every Flying J diner menu like the back of my hand. Paid off my rig. Paid off the house. Hell, even maxed out 2 IRAs because I was thinking about our future. Her name's Melanie. 35. A nurse at a private rehab clinic. Blonde, blue eyes, always had that sweet girl next door thing going on. You know the type, yoga pants, a Bible verse in her Instagram bio, and a wine glass that somehow stayed full every night. We didn't have kids. Tried once or twice, but nothing stuck, and after a while we stopped talking about it. She said she was fulfilled with her job, her girlfriends, and her wellness goals. I figured that was enough. And for a while, life was simple. I'd be gone 10 to 14 days, come home, mow the lawn, fix the water heater, maybe catch a movie. She'd smile, kiss my cheek, say I smelled like diesel and bad decisions, then cook me a frozen lasagna and fall asleep halfway through Netflix. But then came the little things. She started locking her phone. I mean, really locking it. Not just Face ID. Passcode. App locks. Full wipe enabled if you enter it wrong more than 3 times. She started hitting the gym at weird hours. Claimed she joined a 5 a.m. booty burn class. I remember laughing and saying, "What are you burning booty for?" "You sit all day at the hospital." She didn't laugh back. She bought new clothes, lacy little numbers I never saw on her, tags still on, hidden in a gym bag at the back of her closet. Told me she was treating herself. Said it was empowering. I should have asked more questions. But I didn't. I trusted her. That's what marriage is, right? You build something together. You don't go tearing into it every time a screw squeaks. Then she started getting distant. No more miss you texts while I was on the road. No more check-ins. Just radio silence unless I messaged her first. One night, halfway through a haul from Amarillo to Salt Lake, I FaceTimed her just to say hi. She didn't answer. Texted back an hour later. "Sorry, babe. Face mask night with the girls." That's when I noticed something in the photo she sent. A mirror. Her bathroom. Just her in a robe, but in the corner, almost cut off, a tripod. I stared at that thing for a full minute, my gut twisting. It was subtle, barely noticeable. but I know what a tripod looks like. And we sure as hell didn't own one. Still, I said nothing. Maybe it was for her workouts. Maybe she was doing those TikTok plank challenges or some dumb fitness thing. Maybe she was just filming herself to track her progress. Or maybe I was an idiot with his head in the sand. Didn't matter. A week later, I found out what that tripod was really for. But I'll get to that. Because first, I need to tell you about the iPad. The one she left behind unlocked. And the side I found bookmarked. The one with her face on it. And a name I'll never forget. Sweet Mel_XO. It was a Wednesday. I remember because I was in Des Moines waiting on a trailer switch that got delayed 6 hours, which gave me time to do something I never do on the road, kill time at home. I'd left the iPad in my sleeper cab months ago after Melanie said she didn't need it anymore. Said she upgraded to a newer model. This one had been sitting and used in a side compartment, dead and forgotten. I plugged it in, figuring I'd stream a movie. Something dumb to pass the time. But when it booted up, it didn't ask for a passcode. Just opened right to the home screen. Right away, I saw it. Top right corner, Safari still open. A single tab. OnlyFans home dashboard, creator mode. My heart stuttered. I stared at it like it was some kind of prank. Like the screen was gonna blink and say, just kidding, Mark. But it didn't. I tapped. Boom. Full login session. No password prompt. Melanie's account, already logged in, staring me in the face. Her username? Sweet Mel_XO. Display picture was cropped just right to hide her face. But the body? That was her. No doubt. I've kissed those hips 1,000 times. I know that birthmark on her left thigh better than I know my own signature. The dashboard said she had 4,312 paid subscribers. Subscription fee, $12.99 per month. She cleared over $76,000 in the past year. 76,000. While I was busting my ass hauling steel and sleeping at rest stops, she was filming herself with whipped cream and vibrating toys in our goddamn bedroom. I scrolled down. Preview clips. Thumbnails. One titled, Naughty Nurse After Night Shift, she was still wearing her scrubs. I felt sick. Another one? Stretch and spread Sunday yoga mat. Zero shame. Moaning into the camera like she was in heat. And then I found the worst one. While he's away. I play. She started the video fully dressed, saying, he's gone for 10 days. That's our rule. 10 days, I get to be a little bad. Then she winked. My rule. She made it sound like I approved this. She was sitting on the same leather armchair I bought her for our anniversary. Said it helped her back after long shifts. She used it for something else now. I watched maybe 20 seconds before I closed it. Not because I was weak, but because I wasn't ready, not yet, to see the woman I married morph into some internet fantasy girl for strangers. For money. For attention. I needed to breathe. I stepped out of the cab, lit a cigarette, my first in 6 years, and just stood there under a rest stop floodlight, smoke curling into the cold. She had a whole life online. A second life. Built on lies and ring lights and betrayal. And I hadn't even scratched the surface. Next thing I did? I went back inside, opened the browser again, and downloaded everything. Her videos. Her subscriber lists. Her messages. I wasn't going to confront her yet. I needed to see just how deep the rabbit hole went. Because somewhere in those messages, someone called Nate_millionaire kept showing up. And I had a feeling he wasn't just a fan. You ever see a car crash happen in slow motion? That's what it felt like going through her messages. I was sitting in a McDonald's parking lot outside Lincoln, Nebraska, fries going cold, hand shaking, screen brightness turned way down. I wasn't hungry anymore. I wasn't tired either. I was locked in. Melanie hadn't just been flashing skin for strangers. She was talking to them. She had this whole fake personality built like a fantasy, soft-spoken, sweet but naughty, lonely while hubby's away. She leaned into it hard. But one name stood out. Nate_millionaire. She messaged him more than anyone else. Like clockwork. Same time every week. You always make me feel seen. I wish I could wear this for you in real life. If I wasn't married. And then. He doesn't even ask questions anymore. I think he knows something's up, but I play dumb, and he just shuts up. Poor guy. That hit like a punch in the throat. I kept scrolling, heart pounding. Booked the Airbnb downtown next Friday. Room has mirrors on the ceiling. She sent that with a selfie. Just her lips, puckered. The kind of picture you don't send unless you're real familiar. And he responded, I'll bring the champagne and a camera. They met. They met in person. This wasn't just online cheating. This was real world, physical, messy betrayal. And she was using my money, my damn money, to do it. All those gym classes? Lingerie hauls? Makeup subscriptions? Paid with the card linked to my bank account. Hell, I'd seen a torrid wellness retreat charged last month for $580. I thought it was a spa day. Turns out it was the damn Airbnb. That raid you hear about? The kind that makes men snap? I felt it crawling through my spine like a live wire. I could have driven straight home and kicked in the front door. Screamed. Shattered furniture. Confronted her with printouts. Called her every name in the book. But I didn't. You know why? Because anger's loud. And when you're loud, people hear you. And when people hear you, they twist your story until you look like the bad guy. No, I wasn't gonna blow up. I was gonna dig deeper. Quiet. Smart. Surgical. That's when I made a fake account. Used a different phone, different name. I called myself Truck Stop Tycoon. Corny, yeah, but believable. Uploaded a profile pic, nothing too flashy. Paid for a VIP subscription to her OnlyFans. And I messaged her. You've got the most addictive smile I've ever seen. Can't stop watching your vids. She responded in 11 minutes. Thank you, you're already my favorite kind of fan. Respectful and charming. Welcome to the VIPs. Boom. Hooked. She didn't know she was flirting with her husband. And she was about to tell me everything. If there's one thing I've learned after 20 years on the road, it's this. People talk too much when they think they're in control. Melanie, aka Sweet Mel_XO, had no clue she was talking to the same man who fixed her car brakes last winter, who held her hair when she got food poisoning in Mexico, who once cried when she had a miscarriage. She thought I was Truck Stop Tycoon, a fake rich dude with too much time and not enough emotional boundaries. And she loved him. Within 2 days, she was messaging me like we'd known each other for years. I played it just right, cool, respectful, generous. I sent her tips every few hours, nothing huge, just enough to keep her hooked. I'd compliment her lighting, her outfit choices, the angle of her camera. You'd be shocked how fast a woman opens up when she thinks you see her. Here's just a taste of what she told me. I'm honestly living 2 lives, LOL. Everyone sees me as this sweet little nurse. If they knew what I did at night, they'd lose their minds. My husband? He's harmless. Works 1,000,000 hours a week. Never even asks where the money comes from. Sometimes I think he knows, but he's too chicken to say anything. It's kinda hot being the one in control. That one? That one made my hands shake. Not from anger. From resolve. She didn't just cheat. She mocked me for trusting her. She told me about her VIP sessions with select clients. Said she charged more for custom content filmed in naughty spots like public changing rooms, his garage, even the truck once, meaning my garage, my truck. She laughed about how she kept her face hidden most of the time, but had a few private clips for her top tippers. That's when I knew there was footage of her fully exposed. And Nate_millionaire? She referred to him like a side gig. Nate's sweet, but clingy. Thinks I'm gonna marry him or something, LOL. Men are so dumb when you touch their ego the right way. She was playing everyone. Not just me. Not just Nate. She was spinning plates and making money while the people around her built her little empire of lies. So I took screenshots. All of it. Every word, every DM, every custom clip she referenced. And I kept messaging her, pretending I was obsessed, telling her how beautiful she was, how powerful. Feeding her ego like gasoline on a fire. Because I knew what was coming next. The content creator party. She mentioned it in a message like it was nothing. You should come to this rooftop thing I got invited to. VIP fans get in free. I'll be wearing white. That's when it all clicked. A party. In public. Full of creators, fans, sponsors. Cameras. The perfect place to set the record straight. All I needed now was a camera crew, an edited video, and a front row seat to her downfall. I found him in 2 hours flat. Nate_millionaire wasn't subtle. Turns out Melanie's lover had a public Instagram full of mirror selfies, crypto quotes, and him flexing next to lease sports cars. Real original. His real name? Nate Driscoll. 32. Founder of a barely functional app called Meal M8, which matched people with custom meal prep chefs who were actually just amateur cooks with good lighting. I guess grifting attracted grifters. I scrolled through his feed, shirtless at the gym, champagne in hot tubs, captions like, work hard, eat hard, delete your haters. A dozen pics with Melanie cropped at just the right angle to hide her face, but not her cleavage. One post made me stop. Lodo, Denver. Date night with my future wife. She's a goddess. Hashtag private but real, hashtag power couple. I nearly threw my phone across the diner. He thought she was single. She'd told him she was in a toxic marriage with a controlling trucker who was never home. Said she was trying to break free. Claimed she was saving money to move out soon. I dug deeper. Turns out Nate's mother, Pamela Driscoll, was a partner at Vantage Ventures, a big money investor group that had pumped $250,000 into his startup just 3 months prior. I found the funding announcement on LinkedIn. His mom smiling proudly in a blazer while Nate posed like he invented fire. And here was Melanie, getting champagne drunk on his couch while I slept alone in rest stop parking lots. The best part? Nate hosted monthly networking parties for digital creators and social media investors. Next one was in 2 weeks. Same event Melanie had invited Truck Stop Tycoon to. The content creator meet and greet. Bingo. I messaged her back as my fake profile. Sounds amazing. I'll be there. Can't wait to see that white dress. She sent a winking video back, blowing a kiss, licking her lips. I saved it. Just one more puzzle piece for the finale. Then I made my calls. First to Eric, a buddy from way back who now worked freelance AV setups for corporate events and clubs. Can you sneak me into a rooftop party as crew? You buying the first round? You'll get a bottle. Then I'm your guy. Next, I contacted a small video editing team I'd found through a referral on Reddit. Sent them the footage I'd downloaded from Melanie's account. Told them I needed a 2-minute edited reel. Blur the graphic stuff, but leave her face, her voice, her quotes. Add my narration. Keep it clean enough to show at a party, dirty enough to destroy her. 2 days before the event, I had it all. A Bluetooth remote to trigger the video. An invite list with Nate's mom's name and company. Melanie's final DM to Truck Stop Tycoon. Just look for the girl in white, I'll be the one everyone's watching. Oh, you'd be watched all right, Mel. I loaded the video onto a USB and cloud backup, slipped into a pressed shirt and dark jeans, and headed to the rooftop venue 2 hours early with Eric, my in. Rooftop. Full bar. Neon signs. Fake influencer energy everywhere. Champagne glasses clinking. People taking selfies with rented rings. Nate showed up at 8:22, arm around Melanie. She wore white. Of course she did. All eyes on her. And at 9:47, all eyes would stay on her. But not for the reasons she thought. Ever stood in the eye of a storm, knowing the second you breathe wrong, the whole damn thing's gonna blow? That was me, 9:30 p.m., hiding in plain sight on the rooftop of a Denver loft, sipping club soda like it was whiskey, watching my wife laugh with a man who had no idea his life was about to implode. Melanie stood by the open bar, glowing under purple LED lights. White satin clinging to her curves, gold heels, hair down in waves, playing the part perfectly. You'd think she was an actress at her premiere, not a nurse moonlighting as a cam girl. She leaned in close to Nate, whispering something into his ear. He laughed loud, the kind of laugh that's meant to be heard. He touched the small of her back, and my hand clenched around my glass hard enough to crack it. Across the room, my guy Eric stood at the AV table, playing with his phone, like any bored tech guy at a sponsored party. What no one knew was that his phone wasn't just for checking texts. It was synced to the Bluetooth remote I had in my pocket. I gave him the nod. He replied with a casual 2-finger salute. The screen behind the DJ setup was already live, cycling through footage of creators doing their thing. A beauty vlogger here, a Twitch streamer there, 1 or 2 gym brothers. All harmless. Then, at exactly 9:46, Eric faded the screen to black. The music slowed. Lights dimmed. Chatter quieted as the crowd turned to the screen. Anticipation. And then my voice came on. Sometimes the truth hides in plain sight. Sometimes she hides it in lingerie and dim lighting, and sells it for $12.99 a month. Boom. Cue the opening shot. Melanie, clear as day, straddling that velvet chair in our bedroom, the one I bought her for our anniversary. She was in black latex, legs spread, licking her finger, purring into the camera. Let's keep this between us, baby. He's on the road. He never checks my phone anyway. You could have heard a mouse fart. No one breathed. A champagne flute hit the floor and shattered. Her smile died in real time. It was surreal, watching her face as she stared at herself, projected across a 30-foot wall. Her mouth opened like she wanted to speak, but nothing came out. Then came clip number 2. This one's for Nate_millionaire, my favorite VIP. Cue whipped cream. Moaning. A personal message to his actual name. A woman shrieked, Pamela Driscoll, Nate's mother, the investor. She'd arrived 20 minutes earlier, uninvited but curious, after a last-minute email tip. Wonder where that came from. Nate turned white. His jaw slack. Then flushed red like he'd been slapped. The video kept rolling. Melanie laughing about her boring husband. Saying she could milk this gig forever. Saying Nate thinks he's in love, but a few more hotel nights and he'll be just another ATM. People started filming the screen. Whispers exploded. HR rep from the hospital was already on her phone. One guy clapped. Someone else shouted, Yo, that's the nurse from TikTok. Melanie? She ran. Just bolted, heels clacking on concrete. pushing through the crowd, nearly tripping over the bar mat. But it was too late. The internet had already seen it. The betrayal. The lies. The second life she swore she could keep hidden. And me? I walked to the exit, calm. Tossed the Bluetooth remote in a trash bin. Lit a cigarette on the street corner like it was just another night. Because my job was done. And now, the real fallout was just beginning. She called me at 11:08 p.m. Blocked number. I let it ring out. Then again at 11:12. Then 11:27. I finally picked up, said nothing. All I heard was heavy breathing, then her voice, panicked, hoarse. Mark, what the hell did you do? I hung up. She sent 14 messages in the next hour. Some begging. Some blaming. How could you do this? You've ruined me. Please, talk to me. We can fix this. No reply. By morning, she was trending on Twitter, screenshots everywhere, memes, reaction videos. Her OnlyFans was down. Instagram locked. Hospital HR confirmed she was suspended pending review of conduct. Nate? He didn't take it well. I heard through one of his investors, he lost $250,000 overnight when Vantage Ventures pulled out. His mom issued a public statement. Our firm does not support deceptive or morally questionable partnerships. Translation. My son got played and now he's radioactive. He tried texting me too. Bro, you could have just told me. Why blow it up? I didn't answer that either. Because I wasn't done. By sunrise Monday morning, Melanie's face was all over Reddit, TikTok, even a couple of YouTube drama channels. Blurred in some, fully exposed in others. The video had taken on a life of its own. I didn't repost it. I didn't comment. I didn't need to. The court of public opinion was already in session, and the sentence was coming fast. She was fired that afternoon. HR called it professional misconduct and reputational risk. I bet she cried. But this wasn't a movie. No dramatic apology. No teary reunion. Just one last email. Subject, you win. Body, I hope you're proud of yourself. You destroyed everything. I didn't reply. Because by then, I was already moving. I cleaned out our joint checking account. Every penny. $14,800 in savings. Gone before she could touch it. Canceled every card she had access to. Changed every password, every account login, even the damn Netflix. Petty? Maybe. But I wasn't leaving a breadcrumb. The house? That was mine. I'd bought it before we got married. Her name wasn't on the deed, never had been. She never cared to ask. Too busy taking selfies in the kitchen to read the paperwork in the drawer. I left the divorce papers in a sealed envelope on the kitchen counter. Certified copy filed already. No negotiations. No settlements. Just signatures. Then I left her one thing, a note on the fridge, written in thick black Sharpie. Sweet Mel_XO, consider this my unsubscribe. And I walked out. Didn't slam the door. Didn't look back. I took my truck and drove west. No music. No GPS. Just the sound of tires and wind and my own breathing. Somewhere past Grand Junction, I pulled over at a lookout and just sat. Mountains on the horizon. Phone buzzing like a dying bee. I turned it off. No more games. Melanie would try damage control. Maybe cry to her mom. Maybe post some healing journey crap online. Maybe even try to start over with a new handle, new fans, new lies. But that old video? That thing lives forever. You don't recover from a mask being ripped off in front of the whole damn world. As for Nate, I heard Vantage Ventures pulled funding the same night the video dropped. His app lost 3 major sponsors in 48 hours. The press release said creative differences. I wasn't interested in revenge anymore. That part was done. What I wanted now was peace. And a place she'd never find. I ended up in a small town outside Missoula, Montana. Bought a cabin with cash. 1 bedroom, a wood stove, and a wraparound porch with a view that doesn't quit. No more 12-hour hauls. No more neon truck stops or late-night fast food. I do dispatch work now part-time. Keeps the lights on. Keeps me home. The quiet is strange at first. The kind of quiet that lets your thoughts echo. But after what I just lived through, I welcomed it. I rebuilt slow. Started with a new bed. New sheets. Got rid of everything that reminded me of her. No more scented candles. No overpriced throw pillows. Just wood, flannel, an air that smells like pine and second chances. One day at the hardware store, I met a woman named Carla. Mid-40s, ran the place with her brother. She didn't ask what I used to do or why I had that tired look in my eyes. She just smiled, handed me a receipt, and said, "We all come out here to get away from something. You'll fit right in." Haven't told her my story. Maybe I won't. Some things can stay buried. Melanie never contacted me again after the divorce went through. Last I heard, she tried rebranding with a new online identity. But her old clips still float around. Every time she thinks she's crawling back to anonymity, someone reposts the whipped cream video. The internet doesn't forgive. Nate? His app tanked. No second round of funding. Last article I saw had him tagged as a crypto fraud casualty. His mom blocked him on LinkedIn. Harsh, but fair. And me? I get up when the sun hits the window. Make my coffee slow. Chop wood. Fix things. Some days I sit on the porch for hours, just watching the trees breathe. I don't feel rage anymore. Or shame. Or heartbreak. Those burned off somewhere back on that highway between Denver and nowhere. What I feel now is this steady, quiet resolve. See, when a man's betrayed, people expect him to snap. Break something. Cry. Beg. Collapse. But me? I documented. I strategized. I struck. Silently. And when it was over, I walked away with everything I needed. My dignity, my future, and the last word. So if you're reading this, maybe because you found something on your girl's phone, or your gut's telling you something's off, listen to it. Check the browser history. Ask the hard question. Be smart. Because second lives? They burn faster than you think. And if she ever tries to live one again, make sure you're the fire.